Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Here today we're going to talk about Skinamarink. I'm going to explain why I think this is a very creative film, but at the end of the day it just wasn't for me. So let's dive on in with the synopsis. So in this movie, two children wake up in the middle of the night to find their father is missing and all the windows and doors in their home have vanished. So this is a horror film. I'm not huge on the horror genre, but I'll enjoy it, especially if it has good characters and good story. I can definitely be down for a horror film. This was a very low budget film, and I think there's a lot to appreciate here. So some of which we'll kind of get into here. So I think the cinematography was very interesting. It's a lot of like just the camera positioned in a single spot and then it plays out for a little bit and then it'll switch. I don't think I've seen a film really like this before. It also, the picture quality is very grainy or, yeah, it's very grainy, and the audio also can be kind of fuzzy or hard to hear at times, but I think it's very much by design, and I think it definitely lends itself to what the film is going for, where you don't necessarily know always what you're looking at, or it'll be kind of a shot that's very, very dark, so it lets your imagination kind of play with things, especially with, I mean, the grain looked like it was almost like snowing on screen, or if you're like driving in a blizzard, it almost looks like that, so it definitely allows your imagination to kind of go places. But yeah, I thought that was very well done. I think overall it really captures kind of what it's like to be a child and like scared at night and scared of the dark and just the weird sounds that your house makes and that sort of a thing. The Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what the filmmakers were going for, if the parts that were scary were actually like there, or if it's all just kind of in the imagination of the children. But I kind of lean more towards it's in the imagination of the children, and I think that made it a lot less scary for me. So, yeah, I think the fact that it was kind of hard to see things in the film and hear it definitely lent itself to your imagination going wild, but if it didn't, which mine didn't really in the film, it doesn't really give you enough otherwise to go off of to be scared. Like seeing the trailer, this looked like it would be the most scary movie ever. I was like, okay, it's only an hour and 40 minutes. I can get through that being scared that long, but it wasn't all that scary for me. But it really just depends on kind of your mindset during the film. I went with a couple friends, and I know one friend said that it was very scary, and so I think it just kind of depends. But for me, it wasn't, and then the kind of the style of the film outside of that did make it really, really slow, and it was definitely one where I was like counting the minutes and very conscious of just like, man, when can the credits roll? So yeah, I think I see what the filmmakers were going for. This is a very low budget film, and I think it is ultimately very, very creative. And so, like, kind of an objective score I would give it is a letter grade of a B. That I think it's worth the watch. It's certainly a very interesting experience, but for me, I was bored out of my mind, so it is a letter grade of a D for me. Yeah, it takes a lot for a film to do that. I have to really be like looking at my watch during it and just waiting for the film to be over. It doesn't happen all that often, but yeah, this one, just the style of the film did not click for me. So it's not one that I can recommend personally, but I do think there's an audience out there for this. But it's hard to know who that is. But I know some people will like it, so yeah, that's those are kind of my thoughts on the film. I'm curious to know if you've seen the film. Did you like it? Is it what you were expecting? Is it your type of horror? Things like that. I'd love to hear it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you like listening to reviews and staying up to date on what's in theaters. I usually cover almost everything that is released, at least in my local theaters, and yeah, release a review for pretty much most movies. So yeah, but with that, thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next review.